Hey guys, Brad Danger here, and Tesla is canceled. And before the comments roll in like a swarm of drones on 1% battery screaming cope, let me be clear. I'm not saying every Model Y is about to explode or that Tesla's filing for bankruptcy tomorrow. I'm saying the vibe is broken. This isn't just a bad quarter or a little lost market share. This is the moment when a company starts pretending it was never about the thing that made it famous. Like when your friend starts cold plunges and suddenly never liked fast food, despite photographic evidence of Crunchwrap-based crimes at 2 a.m. That is Tesla right now, except the Crunchwrap is the Model S and X, and the cold plunge is AI and robotics. Tesla is telling us the future. It ain't cars, it's autonomy, robotaxis, and subscriptions. And the internet's reaction isn't fear of tech, it's deja vu. We've seen this movie. It's called Vaporware. So let's set the stage. Tesla's latest messaging, especially around the earnings call and the broader narrative coming out of it, hit like a brick because it wasn't subtle. The company is winding down the Model S and X and talking like those cars are basically old chapters. And the next chapter is autonomy, robots, and some fully self-driving taxi pod future where steering wheels are apparently a quaint little artifact from a horse and buggy era. Now, the reasonable take on all this, the Model S and X aren't huge volume sellers anymore. They're expensive to keep fresh. They're older designs. If you're a spreadsheet person, you can justify trimming them. But people aren't reacting like that because of raw sales numbers. They're reacting because of what it actually signals. Car companies don't normally kill their flagships and then just not replace them. And yeah, I know the Model Y and Model 3 still exist. They're still the backbone. That's real. But the point is, when a normal automaker sunsets a flagship, it either replaces it or it has a visible plan for what fills that space. Tesla's visible plan looks like a mood board. And that's where the internet starts leaning forward like, wait a minute, are we still doing car company stuff here? Because a real car company does refresh cycles. They do facelifts. They do that classic auto industry move where they take one platform and spin it into 5 models in slightly different shapes and a different name. Toyota can turn one basic idea into half of suburbia. Volkswagen can build an entire fleet off one set of parts like it's Lego. Tesla should be incredible at this. And guys, real quick, why watch other people win their dream cars when that could literally be you next? Rocky won the GTR plus bonus cash, flew out, spent the weekend with us, and we sent his car straight back to New York. A complete stranger entered just like you, and it changed his whole life. Tap the pin first comment and get in. Your dream car isn't gonna win itself. Now, back to the show. Tesla's whole myth used to be scale, vertical integration, and manufacturing swagger, gigafactories, and an attitude that said, we're going to outbuild everyone. And now, instead, Tesla's lineup has basically been 4 mainstream vehicles for a decade, plus a stainless steel doorstop from the future that looks like it was designed by a fax machine. And now 2 of those 4 normal vehicles are walking off stage forever. So people ask the obvious question, if Tesla isn't expanding the lineup and Tesla isn't meaningfully refreshing the lineup and Tesla isn't announcing a wave of replacements, what is Tesla actually doing? Well, after a couple of days of research, the answer that I came up with, well, it's trying to become a different kind of company. Yeah, this is the part where the diehard defenders go. They've always said they're not a car company. Yeah, sure, that line has been around for a decade more now, but it hits different when the company starts behaving like it. I mean, because saying we're not a car company as a branding flex is one thing, acting like it, well, it's another. And the acting part is what's freaking people out because the outside world isn't waiting. Competition isn't waiting. China isn't waiting. BYD, they ain't waiting. The EV market moved from Wild West first mover advantage to fight for your life against people who learned fast and build cheaper. So when Tesla pivots harder into autonomy and robots, it doesn't feel like a confident evolution. It feels like a retreat. Like, this ring got crowded. These opponents hit hard, so I'm gonna go invent a new sport. Yeah, because you can't just declare that you're done with the gritty part of the industry unless you have a replacement business that's real, proven, and ready to actually print some money. And that takes us to robotaxis, because that's the center of the fantasy. Robotaxis sound amazing in theory. No steering wheel, no pedals, a little pod gliding around the city like a sci-fi Uber. The issue is that you need 3 things for that to be real. You need the tech to actually be autonomy, not driver assist with a babysitter. You need regulators to approve it, and you need the liability problem solved. Right now, that whole stack, it's pretty mushy. Tesla's current reality, legally and practically, is supervised driving assistance. People are still responsible. They're still expected to intervene. You can call it full self-driving. You can call it FSD. You can put a fancy version number on it. But if the human is still responsible, you don't have the kind of autonomy that makes a steering wheel-free taxi fleet make sense at scale. And that's the part that the internet keeps coming back to. If it's still on the driver, then it's not actually autonomous. It's an advanced cruise control that wants to be a lifestyle. Could it improve? Well, sure. Technology always improves. Machine learning gets better. The car sees more miles, collects more data. But the distance between very advanced driver assist and remove the steering wheel is not a cute little software update. It is a regulatory minefield with lawsuits hiding behind every orange traffic cone. So when people say the Cybercab lacks a steering wheel and pedals and also lacks approval, they're not just being snarky. That's literally the core problem. The product concept is out ahead of the system that allows it to exist. And even if you solve that, you still have a business reality. Who buys the thing? Normal people aren't buying a robotaxi pod for the driveway. Fleet operators buy them, cities approve them, insurance companies decide if it's worth touching, and the market isn't instantly gigantic just because it's cool. So Tesla is basically betting that it can build an entirely new category of transportation and scale it in a way that replaces the revenue stream of selling cars, while also convincing everyone not to care that the actual cars aren't being refreshed fast enough. That's a lot. Which brings us to the second reason Tesla feels canceled right now. People are exhausted from the eternal promise loop. The Roadster has become a meme. It's the automotive version of an album coming soon. Everyone, they've heard about it. They've waited. Everyone's learned to stop believing timelines. Same with the FSD next year energy. Same with this is right around the corner energy. So when Tesla's new grand styling is built on big, complicated, not yet solved technology, skepticism isn't irrational. It's learned. Now add the money. Tesla is talking about spending massive capital expenditures chasing this future. That kind of spending makes sense if you're ramping proven products. It makes sense if you're building factories to support a lineup expansion. But it feels extremely spicy when you're also signaling that the normal car lineup is shrinking. And the quote that really sums up this weirdness is the vibe of building physical stuff is hard coming through in the way Tesla talks about refining batteries and industrial scaling. Yeah. It's hard. That's the auto industry. That's why legacy car companies look the way that they do. It's why they move like cargo ships. It's why the margins aren't software margins. Tech people got addicted to SaaS money. They got addicted to subscriptions. They got addicted to the idea that you can scale infinitely without getting your hands dirty. Cars, they are physical. Robots, they are physical. Factories are physical. Supply chains are physical. If you want to win in the physical world, you have to do the unsexy work. Tesla used to embrace that. It used to be the whole brand. Build big factories, vertically integrate, grind out scale, dominate the charging network, bully the incumbents. Now the tone is more like, well, what if we just skip to the part where it's all autonomous and subscription based and we don't have to do the brutal part anymore? And that's what people are roasting right now because it just reads like a tech bro trying to outsmart physics. The third reason Tesla feels canceled is the meme stock aura. There's a widespread perception that Tesla's valuation is held on by the belief as much as fundamentals. Belief in the CEO, belief in the future story, belief that the next big thing is always one update away. And when the belief is threatened, everything, it just feels fragile. That's why you keep seeing the same take. The board won't fire the celebrity CEO because the celebrity CEO is fused to the stock identity. Remove the celebrity and you risk Tesla being valued like an actual car company. And car companies don't get to live in the valuation stratosphere. Whether you agree with that take or not, the fact that it's everywhere tells you something. Tesla isn't just selling cars, it's selling a narrative. And right now, the narrative, well, it's wobbling like the earth. Now, to be fair, Tesla still has real strengths. The Model 3 and Model Y are still very important. The charging network, it still matters. The brand still has scale. There are people who genuinely love their cars. before Elon went crazy. And there's a legitimate argument that EVs are solved in the sense that everyone can make them now. So the big money comes from software and the service and the ecosystem. That argument, well, that is real, but Tesla has a problem nobody else has in quite the same way. Tesla's brand used to be aspiration plus innovation. Now it's innovation plus exhaustion. The cars aren't getting dramatically newer. The lineup, well, it ain't growing. The promises keep stacking, and the company's public identity has become polarizing in a way that pushes away buyers who would otherwise be easy wins. That's why you see the most devastating sentence repeating over and over in different form. Teslas are good cars. I just don't want to buy one because of Elon. That sentence is brutal because it means the product isn't the barrier, the vibe. That is the barrier, and the vibe used to be Tesla's cheat code. So what happens next? Here is my personal take without the internet theatrics. Tesla is at a fork, not a spork, but a fork. One path is boring and it's winning. Refresh the Model 3 and Y properly and aggressively. Expand into obvious segments like a real third row family SUV for the US market. Build a smaller, cheaper car that hits global mass market demand. Keep the car business healthy because it's still paying the bills. Treat autonomy like a long-term project instead of the entire identity. The other path is just a moonshot. Bet the company's story on autonomy and robotics, spend huge amounts of money, and try to be the first to unlock a transportation as service future that justifies everything. Tesla is leaning into the moonshot, and that's why Tesla is canceled in the cultural sense. Not because the company is actually dead, not because the cars are garbage, not because robotaxis are inherently stupid, because Tesla is asking everyone to believe again, while the real world evidence feels slow, the lineup feels stale, and the competition feels faster. It's like asking people to buy the season pass before the game launches, after you already delayed the release date 3 times and the trailer was mostly cutscenes. So yeah, Tesla is canceled. Not literally, culturally. The spell is broken. And once the magic is gone, you have to win people back the hard way with products, execution, and boring consistency, which is hilarious because the one thing Tesla has never wanted to be is boring. So now we get to watch the most dramatic company in the auto world attempt the least dramatic task imaginable. Act like a normal car company, or if they refuse, prove they're actually a robot and autonomy company by shipping robots and autonomy that don't need babysitters. Either way, we're about to find out what Tesla really is, and I'm not gonna pretend I'm not watching this like it's a reality show. I got my popcorn ready, and let me know what you think in the comments down below. Is Tesla canceled? Are they cool? Are they not cool? What do you think of Elon? Let me know down below. Also remember to go to winthisIdealCar.com to get entered to win your dream car. It is a gas car plus bonus cash. I've linked to it in the pinned first comment down below. I'm Brad Danger. This is Ideal. Check out some of these Ideal vids over here and promise me one thing: keep living the ideal lifestyle.